Hey everyone, my name is Titanic, and welcome back to another episode on the Titancraft Season 10 server. Today is a spectacular day, and a super special episode, because today is the very first Titancraft episode I am recording as a high school graduate. Furthermore, today I am formally announcing that we are going to try daily episodes, because mathematically speaking I basically have to now. I can miss like one more day because of how hectic my week has been. I used up almost all my buffer time, and so if I want the season to end on time, we have to upload basically every day now. So we're gonna be trying a daily streak. Not sure how it's gonna go, because I haven't uploaded more than like 7 days consecutively, I think, in close to a year now. So it's gonna be a little bit rough getting going here, but we're ready for action. On the server, we're joined by SMP and Orange, but not in the call. I'm kind of just on my own. And so today, we're gonna be working on bringing up the terrain to where we need it to follow the great big circle. And so everything under here must be flat as a pancake. Oh, thank God, this is just like barely out where the terrain drops. But we're going to follow along today and cut the terrain so it's nice and we can deal with the terraforming aspect later. What's that chicken doing? Chicken, are you okay? Probably not, but might as well ask, right? Hello, llamas. Are you kidding me? There's another mossy dick, isn't there? Let's go see it. Has sewage been here? Mossy Dick lives on. God damn it, Sewage. Sewage, you're not gonna win. I honestly thought I just heard the weirdest noise, and I'm honestly concerned what my dog might be doing. Concerned enough to pause my episode? Not yet, but I'm concerned. Alright. I think we're just gonna break blocks and move blocks today. I think that's gonna be the name of the game. It seems easiest to me. Welcome back to Ghost. In other big news, I'm pretty sure tomorrow is the release date of Minecraft 1.17. Which is a really weird thing to be faced with right now, with where we are in the season. And I guess, I know I talked about it a lot in the last 5 episodes or so, but I think it's worth addressing again today. At this point, I don't know if Season 10 is going to see 1.17. I personally am probably more split than anyone. I think there's a lot of Titans that are very fine saying we're not going to update. And I think there's probably some Titans that really do want to update. I've said for a long time, I'm kind of riding the fence on this one. I see benefits to both. And because of that, I have an extremely difficult time just picking a side right now. Actually, based on how far the base reaches, I don't think I even need to destroy this terrain. I could just connect all of this up and it'll be good. Okay, cool. Although I would to fill some of this in to make it look better. But anyways, distractions aside, I think it does leave the server in kind of a weird point of suspense right now. Like, what is next? And obviously the obvious answer is we don't know yet. I think if a Titan told you dead on we know exactly what we're doing, they'd be lying. We have no idea. Like, we have a list of options. And I guess I can talk about these options on camera, because part of it would be fun to have some discussion with the community, with the public as well, about which of these options are the best, because I'm not quite sure myself. Option A is don't update at all and just finish out the season, no matter how long it takes, whether we end on July 22nd on time, or we go a little bit over into August and maybe till Labor Day in September. Just stay on Minecraft 1.16.5. Don't worry about updating. Don't think of it as a big deal, and just carry on how things have been, and nothing changes at all. And we just don't get the new update. No big deal. We just continue on. And that's a very viable option. I mean, it's one of the options I'm primarily considering. Out of the three, I'm only two of them to me are viable. One is not. And it's a serious possibility that that's what we're gonna do. Is just not update. Just continue on like nothing happened, like there was never an update, and just live on for the rest of the season as if 1.16 is the latest version. Again, not the most ideal, but it's a solution, and that's why we're looking at it. The next option, which is my personal least favorite of the three, is that as soon as paper is out for 1.17, which is obviously like you can use like Spigot or Bucket with your server. We use paper since it's better than both. As soon as we have a paper release for the server, we get that, we make sure all the plugins work, and we update straight off the bat. That's option 2. And I don't like option 2. I feel like it's going to be rushed. I feel like there's going to be problems on client sides. And I can just see a lot of potential issues. It would also not give us really any chance to prepare for an update. Because I'm sure paper will be out within 7 days. And for a lot of us Titans, we have stuff with our current client-side mods that we need. And that brings me to option 3, which is actually right now the option I think I'm most supporting of, is update to hold off on an update, but once Optifine and Fabric are out for 1.17 alongside paper, that is when we update. And if that's before the season ends, that means we get to update. If that never happens during the season, we just never update, and it's kind of like option 1 playing out. Option 1 for a long time was like my favorite. That was the one I was backing the most. As of like, if you ask me right now, I kind of am going to admit I think option 3 is the best. I think getting some of the features in the season and making sure Titancraft gets to see another update in its life cycle really is special. I just don't want to rush. And I mean, for the sake of filming the final episodes, not being able to have Optifine, and if I want to film stuff with shaders and stuff, I mean, it was a disaster in Season 5 when we updated right at the end of the season, and never want to do that again. And so, we have a bit more room to play with, obviously, this time than we did that time. 1.13 came out like 4 days before the season ended. This is releasing, even if we end on time, over 40 days before the end of the season. So, like, there is some wiggle room here to make up our final decision and make a final call here. And so, I don't want to, like, solidify anything quite yet, and because it's the group's decision ultimately. But if anybody watching has any feedback, let me know what you would do. Because again, I'm not personally sure what is the best solution at the moment. Because there's a lot of potential solutions that would work, but it's finding out which one would be the best for everybody's sake. Like, we want what's best for everybody involved with the group, for everybody making Let's Plays, everybody building, everybody that wants the content. Like, we gotta find a good split. And I think ultimately having some of that 1.17 content would be nice on the server, which is why I would like to. And plus, we've been holding back the world border all season waiting for a major terrain gen update. And even though this isn't the major gen update, we're still gonna have some modifications to terrain gen in such a way that updating the border would be nice. So, I don't know. I guess kind of just had to wait and see at the moment. And I don't know when I'll be able to announce yet. I don't know when I'll have an answer. That's kind of what I had to say. We're gonna have a group meeting this Friday. I think I had to formally announce that. But I do think I'm gonna get a vote going probably tonight when I'm editing this episode, otherwise tomorrow. And before the meeting even is commenced, I want to get a group vote going on what we should do here, because it's such a big deal to make up a decision. And hopefully we can make the best call for everybody. I have faith that it'll go smoothly. It's not... Sometimes we have some hiccups, but stuff like this is pretty hard to screw up, in all honesty. It's... The odds of something majorly going astray is pretty low. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well, no more in the short-term future. And that shall be very, very exciting. I'm trying to think of what other news I have. So I guess back on the graduation front. It feels so weird now to be a high school graduate. Like, slowly setting in. We're 48 hours beyond the ceremony, and like it's just now like starting to wrap in my head like, yeah, I'm a high school graduate. And so it's definitely going to be like this really slow cycle over the next week as more and more of it becomes clear in my head like, yeah, that's a thing that happened. It's a big adjustment. I mean, it's quite truly a life-changing moment, and that's why I think it is still hitting really hard. Is like, there's no going back now. And so far, I think my summer is going to be a little busier than I was planning on, which is something I'm not super thrilled about. I want to, at least my first episode, like, the latter half I kind of was expecting from the get-go was going to be busy. But I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm going to be pushed to work on way sooner than I'm ready. I want some time to just relax, clear my head, and truly and honestly just work on finishing Titancraft. Like, that's the most brutal way to put it. I want the time to finish the project I started, because I know Titancraft can't go on longer as like the vanilla series saga. And so I mean, that was one of the main reasons we decided season 10 would be the last, was because I knew I couldn't keep doing this for any longer. I mean, originally I thought when season 5 ended as a whatever I would have been between freshman and sophomore in high school, I thought, man, time to move on, and I wasn't ready to move on. But now that I'm an adult, it's like, I have to. And so, I think that's a really interesting point in my life to be in. And, like, I don't want to quit YouTube, and I think that's an important thing to note here, is I'm not ready to give up this dream quite yet. Like, it's not, obviously, from a productivity standpoint and getting me anywhere in life, YouTube's doing nothing for me. And this dream doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere. And yet I'm not ready to just give up. I'm not ready just to give in and say, yeah, nothing's going to come out of this, let's just quit. Because for one, I'm having fun with it still. But B, I am optimistic that maybe at some point I will, like, find the sweet spot where all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I am making something that people like. And I mean, I do sometimes feel like I reach that point a little more easily when I live stream, where I feel like I can connect with a live audience. I'm like, yeah, I'm entertaining people. Like, this is what I want to do. But I just don't make money off of it, obviously. But no, I really want to take some of that farther yet in my life. And so, we'll see where it goes. I don't know. I feel like at times still this channel itself, though, the way, with how old it is and the video to sub ratio, I feel like the algorithm is permanently rigged against my channel, making it harder for it to grow, which is why at times I'm like, maybe it is time I just try something new with a second channel or something and see what happens. Or change up my content, but the problem is I'm like, what can I offer that's A, unique, and B, something that people want to see? Like, I can think of really unique content, and I have something in my head right now. I'm not going to talk about it too much, because, I mean, it's IRL stuff. But, I mean, like, how do you make content that is super duper unique, And so you're like the sole provider of that kind of content. And yet it's common enough that people know about it and want to know more about it. Like, you take something that's so like trivial and irrelevant, it's like, yeah, it's unique and you're the only one uploading it, but that's because nobody cares to watch something about it. That's why nobody else is uploading it. So it's like, it's trying to find that niche that actually works. I don't know, that's kind of an experiment I'll have to have a bit with time, I guess, here. And seeing, can I find my niche? I'm honestly struggling right now to come up with what I want to say. Like, that's why I'm pausing a little more than average in this episode. It's not that I'm tired or anything. I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself either. And that's the other thing here is I don't want to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over. And I want to beat the dead horse. And so I'm really just trying to think, what can I talk about that's different and not like downbeat? I've had a really up and down last year. I've talked about that many times too. And I'm sure it's evident in the series. I've had a roller coaster every year. It's been one thing after the next. I have one high, then a big low, and then a high, then a low, and a high, and a low, and then like 10 lows in a row. Then like a micro high and a bunch more lows. And that's kind of how things have been. But I don't know. I'm trying to pull through it and get to better times. I gotta be awaiting. Why did my phone light up? Oh, it's just a news thing. It's like seeing if somebody texted me to see. I haven't heard from some people in a while, but I thought I would. Oh, Orange somehow having broken advancements is funny. Oops. Why am I getting tired? They're like yawning wise. Like, I'm not mentally tired, but I guess my body's a little one. I didn't get much sleep last night though. I guess that is worth noting. Kind of jumped. I didn't plan on staying up super late anyways, and then that I stayed up later than I wanted. Then to make matters way worse, we ran into the adventure of a worker from a local place came to work on our irrigator, and so I had to get up and I followed him around the field and just talked with him and helped him out. And I'm like, cause I mean, something I enjoy doing, but although it is funny that that's like the one time I managed to put away my social anxiety and just have a good conversation and help out. But that I did not expect to be gone those 4.5 hours. I was actually planning on just playing some games. My plan was to record this TC episode in the morning, edit it, and then just play something else all afternoon, and then focus on TC like tomorrow for a little while, and especially in the latter half of the week, because I definitely could just use some time for myself, you know? I think that's kind of a healthy thing. By the way, this grass is taking way longer than I thought to play. That's one thing. This base is going to take so long to build. I'll place these last sets of blocks in and we'll call it a day. Oh, hi, Mr. Drown. Didn't even think about drowns, to be honest, and that could be a problem that I need to address at some point. Maybe we'll just go through and, like, fill it with sea lanterns. That's, I don't know, because I have a blood of those from the Guardian farm. That's why I don't think I've been recording a lot recently again. But I haven't addressed the fact that I have 368 levels because I murdered a ton of Endermen and a ton of Guardians. So, yeah, I'm back on the top of the board. But I don't know. We are saying bye-bye to the river, I guess. And hello to a new daily upload streak. Day number 1. Again, hate promising daily uploads because I've been so sporadic with them in the last year. But here's to a legitimate effort at uploading every day without missing. I believe if I've done the math correctly, between now and the end of the season, I have 1 day to spare. And so I'm going to save that for the last minute, preferably. I mean, I had almost an exact same scenario in Season 5. And I saved that open day, I think, for like the penultimate day of the season or something to give me time to work on the finale. And if things work out, I probably will do that again, unless we extend the season, which we'll find out here quite soon. I mean, technically speaking, if I trip up and miss 2 days of worth of uploading in the next 3 weeks, you'll know for sure there's gonna be an extension. But anyways, before I ramble on all night, I want to get to editing so this can get up at a decent time and I can finally get some dinner in me. So yeah. Anyways, on the note, have yourselves a great day. This has been Titanic, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Titancraft Season 10. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Bye-bye.